I'm Allison Balter. I'm the program director for ENLACE, which is our newcomer program in the 9th grade academy at Lawrence High School. About a year ago, I went to a conference in Toronto called the TESOL Conference, which is a conference for teachers of English language learners. And there was a screening at this conference of the documentary I Learn America. And after the screening, I got a chance to speak with Jean-Michel Dessart, the director of the film, as well as some of the teachers at this high school in New York City, and was just really inspired by what was happening at this high school, the community they'd built, the students and their stories.
So I'm Jean-Michel Dessart. I'm the director of the film I Learn America. It's really about 5 students, 5 new Americans, 1 high school, 1 school year. So we spent 1 year filming the life of 5 newcomers. New students to this country, students that are growing up in a new land, in a new culture, and in a new language. The film and the stories in the film have become tools to get schools, teachers, classrooms to ask themselves, what does it mean to be welcoming? In the film, we showcased a school that has made the choice of being welcoming. What does it mean? It means that it recognizes that coming from another country shouldn't be seen as a problem. It's actually a privilege to have in your classroom someone that comes from another country. It's actually a privilege to have in your classroom someone that doesn't speak English. Why is it a privilege? Well, you can learn so much from that person, and vice versa. That person can learn so much from you.
It was a real kind of dream and a real opportunity to be able to reach out to Jean-Michel and to bring his team and his program here to do workshops with our students. One of the things that we've tried to build into our program at ENLACE this year through our curriculum, we've tried to build in opportunities for kids to read stories of immigration, share stories, of their own lives. And so we wanted this to be an opportunity to really validate that and create a space where they could feel comfortable, feel like they could be creative, and share some of these really personal stories that are important to them.
It's almost like every school we go to becomes a library of stories. Stories that deserve to be heard, stories that deserve to be shared. And so that's what we've been doing, going to schools, planting seeds that becomes books, I would say.
Kids have been really motivated by the film and really motivated by the stories. They watched the film yesterday, and then the students from the film came today, and so seeing their faces as they got to meet these, sort of celebrities in a sense. I think the most important thing that I'm hoping for is that students feel like their stories are really important and their stories are really validated.
My name is Brandon Garcia. I'm here with the crew of I Learn America. We took the time and to share our story and about our migration story, how we got to the United States. And so it's been a film that's been going around, changing people and making them stand up and share the story, just like we did. We want to show that immigration, people that come into the United States, isn't a bad thing, and for the fact that we are actually coming here just for a better life, and we actually do have a big impact in the country. And so I want to motivate all the students to stand up and speak for themselves.
Chinese people in Burma, they spoke different language and different culture, but we are part of Burma. First year, when you don't speak the language, is the hardest in school, and it's always good to share your feeling and your story, and just be yourself. Yeah.
My name is Devere. I am from Dominican Republic, and this is my story. My life before I came to this country was very beautiful because I was with my father and my family was together. My family told me that I was moving to the United States 3 months before I moved. On the last day in my country, I went to the beach and I was in my friend's house. Moving to a new country, I was sad for me I was thinking, I will live with new people and I will have new friends. I'm so confused. I feel sad. I was thinking I will not never see my father anymore. I moved here with my mother and my sister. I miss my father and I miss my grandparents because I can talk with them only sometimes. I came to this country because my family is here. I am here for a better future and I want to be a good person. My first month here was so difficult because I didn't speak Spanish, but now it's more easy because I speak a little bit Spanish, English. My new life in the United States is nice because I have new friends. I am studying law in high school and I want to go to college for a better future. A better future for me means when you can pay your car payments and when you can be independent. I am happy that I moved to the United States because I think that here you can have a better future and live here.
My name is Ana. I am from Enlace, and this is my story. I am from Dominican Republic. I want to take this moment to share my immigration story. My first travel was in 2013. I was going to Puerto Rico. This moment in my life was so difficult for me. Why? Because my father was staying in Dominican Republic. I was so sad because I have better relationship with my father than my mother. I have two little brothers. One of those have 8 years old, and the other have 14 years old. My mother was going to Dominican Republic like 4 or 3 times of the year because she can stay with me and my brother in Puerto Rico. But then she changed her mind and she called my father and so I am to move to United States and he like why? Because my child have a better life and he was agreed. So my friends sang in the middle school. People make me laughing. Why? Because my English was so horrible, and I was feel like sad because for this moment I only was want meet new friends. But I was think I don't care about people think about me. I want to show if you want you can. When I come to Lauren Hines, very this moment was so difficult too because my English was so horrible. But in last help me. In last I meet new friend and I improve my English. So here I began play volleyball, the love of my life. Why volleyball is the love of my life? Because I love this game. And this game, the most important part is you need to play with your heart. And this is the game you play to share with your friend. In my future, I want to be pediatrician. Why? Because I love baby and help another people. One thing is my father always there for me. He always give me a verse. He say go to college because in the future you can have whatever you want.
My name is Marlo and I'm from Guatemala and this is my story. I am 15 years old. My life before I came to this country was often perfect because I traveled every weekend and each day after school I played soccer with my friends 2 times a day. And when my family and me traveled, we only visited my grandparents Saturday and Sunday. My dad and me will walk all over my farm and review if all was right. Then we milked 60 cows with 6 workers helping, and finally we went to my house and had dinner. Then we sleep a little time and returned to the capital to prepare for the next school day with my brother. I don't want you to think that I'm smooth. It's just that I never had any problems or anything else in my life. And now that I'm living alone, I need to take care of my money, and I feel that it's all difficult and different. It's very hard, and I don't have the love of my parents and my old friends. But then I think about what I want to my future and I try to fight feeling sad. This is what I need to do. One day on vacation in 2015, I told my parents that I want a good future, and because I was born here in the United States, I decided to come to this country. It was my decision, not of my parents. So on the weekend, my dad bought a ticket to this country, and I told all my friends that I was leaving, and some of them cried. But I still decided to go. On the day of my flight, I ignored my brother and I don't harm him because I knew that if I did it, I would cry. So I decided to just keep and walk away. I came to this country because I love to be independent of my parents and because I want a better future. And the hardest thing about coming to this country is that I don't know anything about this country or about the school or friends. I think that the two hardest things of being in this country is learn English and making friends. My first month here was very difficult because I had to learn English. But finally, what I'm trying to say here is that I need to relax and confront my problems to fight for a better future. Thank you.
My name is Zuleyma Cardona. I am from Guatemala. This is my immigration story. First, I immigrated to United States when I was 13 years old. My mom arrived to United States when I was 3 years and my dad arrived to United States when I was born. This is hard for me because I do not share my life with them. When my aunt, 15, her parents died, she had to look after my 5 uncles and my mom. It was difficult for my aunt because she had no money for food and clothing. This was very difficult for her because she wanted the best for her brothers. In Guatemala, the chains are pretty bad and there is a lot violence. Then my aunt decided to go to Mexico to work and she met a Mexican and married with 2 children. Then her husband died, she had a job and with that money she bought them clothes and food and they became very happy. Then my aunt decided the best option was to immigrate to United States for a better life and better education. When I came to United States, I felt very sad and confused because everything is different. I get to Los Angeles, California, home of my uncle. My aunt and my cousin will live there. After the situation was not very good and my aunt decided it best that I came to live with my mom in Lawrence. When I get home, my mom, I left very sad because she has a new husband and I have a stepbrother and a stepsister because I was used to living to my aunt and my cousin. I miss my dad to my aunt and my cousins because for me, my mom and my dad is my aunt because she never left me alone. My aunt is my hero. The first day of school was very difficult for me because the students speak only English, but I never give up to everything to do my homework. I used to improve my English. Now I feel a little better because I'm learning English and that this country is the best choice for a better future. My goal is to be a soccer player and help children with Down syndrome. I want to help people who don't have money to have for helping my mom and my dad. But what I love most is to help my aunt because she never let us starve, never leave us alone. My goal is to bring my dad to the United States. Being an immigrant does not mean you cannot achieve my goals like everyone else because we all have the same rights. I think we should never give up and always move forward if we have problems.